What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another cool video. My name is Christian, and today we are going to walk you guys through the full creation of a Go High Level funnel from the pipeline, the forms, landing pages, um, workflows, all that fun stuff. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So over here we have a brand new test sub account. And the first thing that I want to do is I want to go down all the way to settings. Let me move this cup real quick because I can't see. So I want to go down to settings. And first things first is we want to, where is it that we want to go? We want to go down to our pipelines, opportunities and pipelines. Going to come up here to the pipelines tab, and we want to create our first pipeline. So our pipeline is going to be called sales pipeline. And this, you can name it whatever. So if you have a specific product that you're selling and you're putting people into a specific pipeline, or if you have a certain sales team, you could create different pipelines for different sales teams. Totally up to you. For us, we're just going to create a generic sales pipeline. And then these are going to be the stages of the pipeline. So think of your sales process. You break down the stages here. So new lead. Then we're going to put attempted to contact. We're also going to put here, we're going to put no answer. So we know that whatever lead came in that we tried to contact them and they didn't answer, we could leave them there. Over here, we're going to put in connected, following up. So we might have connected with them, but we haven't booked an appointment. So here we're going to put booked appointment. Like I said, this could be catered to whatever your sales process is. So here we have pitched, meaning that we actually pitched a service to them. We made an offer to them. And then we have contract out, closed, closed as in like we actually closed the business. So we want to put closed, made sale. And then here we'll put not fit, not good fit, / unqualified. Qualified. So we'll hit save. And then from there we could go over to our opportunities section. By the way, a couple things that I won't be covering in this video is how to set up text and email. So if you don't know how to do that, you got to make sure that you take care of that before you set up any of the workflows. But all this other stuff you could get through without having text or emails, like the landing pages and all that other fun stuff. So we got, as we can see here, new lead attempted to contact. So our entire pipeline is loaded up in here. And everything is also going to reflect on the dashboard. So as you start getting new members of new leads and whatnot, all that data is going to start populating here, and we should start seeing the different stages of the pipeline, as you can see. So next we want to jump into our forms, because in order to do anything on a landing page in terms of generating leads, we need to have forms for those leads to fill out. So we're going to go to Forms Builder over here under the Sites side. And we want to add a new form. Let's go ahead and start from scratch. You guys are going to have to bear with me with some of these loading times. First thing that I typically want to do is change the name. So change the name to whatever you're going to be marketing in it. For example, if this is a PPC form, I'll just put like company name, and then I'll just put PPC. So for us, I'd put like social push PPC, so that we know. So it comes preloaded with first name, last name, email, and phone number, as well as the consenting to text. The only changes I would make here is I would get rid of first name and last name, and I would change that to one field, which would be full name. And the way we do that, we hit that plus button at the top left, and then we could just click and drag full name into the bucket. So full name, email, phone number, pretty straightforward. If you don't have any of these, which I recommend you do, you could just hit that little X and get rid of them. Cool thing about this is that you could change the placeholders. So you could put it here, enter full name, and it should populate. As you can see, it changes the placeholder, or you could just put here name as the label, and that gets changed too. For the button, you have complete, freedom. You could come over here and change the colors and whatnot to whatever you want it to be, and then also change the text. So get access now. Just making some changes so you guys can see how the process looks. And then once you have that kind of filled out, another change that you want to, actually we don't need to do that. So we'll hit save, we'll go back, and then now we'll move to our landing page. So for landing page, we're going to go to funnels. And what I'll do for this example is, instead of using or creating one from scratch, I'll use a template, just so I don't have to do the whole drag and drop. I'll kind of show you guys exactly how you guys could edit it and everything. So let's do a, what are we going to do? Type. Let's do lead capture as the type. These are some very extravagant landing pages that go against my idea of simple and ugly works. But for the sake of this video and speed, we'll run into one here that we'll use. How about we just use this one over here? Let's use this one. Continue. It says investment advisor. You guys don't need to pay attention to that, because you guys could just make those changes to all the words. And instead of it being for an investment advisor, it's for your business. The workflow that we're going to be setting up today is very similar to the ones that we have used in the past. And if you've seen other videos, it's essentially mixing all of them in one. So before, we had email and text workflows separately, as well as the opt-in workflow, where we actually create an opportunity, notify the client, all that stuff. We're going to put that all in one. It's the same exact one that we use to generate about $100,000 a month for one of our clients. So as you can see, you could change everything here, the logo, all that stuff. I'm not going to go into it too much. Everything's pretty self-explanatory. You click on the logo, you scroll down here, you change the image on this side. You could upload whatever image you want. But for us, what I want to do is, I'm just going to come over here, and I'm going to type in, let's do get free masterclass. And I could get rid of this little section right here. I could get rid of the little button. And what I will add here is, I'm going to click the plus button so I could add an element that goes under it. And I'm going to add the form that we just created. So So you see you don't have any forms yet. Click on it, company name, PPC. And you could actually add a form by clicking that one button that showed up under. So the form should come up and load any second now. There it is. Does this have any padding or filters? Oh, okay, there it is. Boom. So now your form is loaded up and ready to rock and roll. One thing that I would do is you see here redirect action. So that means that once they submit the form, what happens after? Do you want to use the same action that you chose in the form builder? I always like to put go to the next step. So it just goes to the thank you page that we create. In this case, we're not going to create a thank you page, but we're just going to hit save. And then in order to publish, you need to add a domain. So make sure that you guys are adding your domains. If you guys don't have a domain, use GoDaddy to buy your domains. It's my favorite, and it works seamlessly. So it will allow you to log in to your GoDaddy and just automatically connect it with whatever either main domain or subdomain that you want to use. Oh, look, so it actually uploads the entire funnel, including the upsells, downsells. So just for the sake of this, I'm just going to get rid of these. Delete. I actually technically don't need to because we're not going to use the funnel live. But we got through brand new sub account. We created the pipeline, created the form, created the landing page. And then now what we want to do is we want to go to the workflow. So let's go to automation. Automation. And this is where you're going to be able to do all that fun stuff that we're always talking about: texting, emailing, moving people from one stage of the pipeline to another. So we're going to get a little granular today. And we're going to start from scratch. And then for the name, I'd probably name this master workflow. Okay. I'd name this like master workflow. Whoops. There you go. And then the trigger that we're going to add is a form submission. So whenever they submit the form submitted, add filter, select, form is, and then select the form that you created. And then you want to save that trigger. That means that whenever someone submits that form, they will automatically, can't even talk, they'll automatically be added to this workflow. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to create an opportunity. So just type in opportunity into the search bar, create or update opportunity. Select the pipeline, which is a sales pipeline we created. What stage do we want them to fall in? So we'd like to do that in the new lead. If you have a appointment booking funnel, right, where you have, let's say, a VSL funnel, where you have an opt-in and then you have the VSL and the VSL pitches a book call, you can add an automation to where instead of putting it into new lead, it would automatically move them over to booked appointment because they got inserted on the opt-in. They became a new lead. They ended up booking an appointment, so move them straight there. New lead opportunity name. I always like to use just the contact full name as the opportunity name. The source, let's say we're running PPC on this one. I'll just add it there. And then whatever our average deal is, 3,000 for the sake of a number, we'll put it there. And then the status should always be open. And all we have to do is save action. Oh, you don't have to put a $sign. And then the second thing that we do is we always want to notify either, if you're setting this up for a client, you want to notify your client. If you're setting this up for yourself, you probably want to notify yourself, your sales manager, your sales team. cool thing here is if you have different members inside your Go High Level that are managing all these leads, you could assign the lead to a specific user. Obviously, we have no users. We just created it. I'm the only one. So we won't be doing that. But all you have to do is come in here to set up that notification. Notification. Send internal notification. And then you can select the type. Do you want it to be an email? Do you want it to be a notification on their desktop? Or do you want it to be SMS? So for this case, I'm going to be showing you guys SMS. So I want to send this to a custom number. We'll just type in a random number here. We'll just type in a random number because we're not going to actually be sending it. But if you have assigned users or you have clients in there, you could just use, instead of a custom number, you could send it to an assigned user, and whatever number is under their profile, it's going to automatically send it over to them. So, hey, you just got a new PPC lead. And then here you could put name, email, phone. And then you could add the fields right here. Contact, full name, custom values. It's already on the contact, so you could go email. And then it's already going to be on the contact, and you hit phone number. And then give a little encouraging message. Let's close them. Save action. And then you want to, I'm going to put wait 1 minute. Or actually, let's not put the wait in there. Now is when we're going to start our customer communication. So now that we've notified everybody and we put in the lead into the pipeline, now we want to send our first text. So we'll put send SMS here. Hey, thanks for getting. Hey, John. Let's put their first name. Contact. First name. If they enter full name, the system will automatically split first name and last name. So, hey, John, this is Kristian over at Social Push. Just saw you submitted your info to get instant info. There it is. Info to get instant access to whatever. I just emailed you over the access. Can you let me know if you got it? Thanks. So first text, save action. And then actually before that you could do the automatic email to actually send them over the whatever access you got. So I'm not going to go into the whole thing. Like, I'm not going to be writing out every single SMS and email, but we'll jump in right here. We'll just say from name, Kristian Quincosa. From email, we'll just put Kristian@Kristian.com. Subject, test. And then down here, it'll be like, here is your access. Save action. So now, by now, what we've done is created the opportunities, send out the internal notifications. The lead got their first email and their first text. Now is where it could get cool. So if they haven't responded to the first email and first text, we could come in here and we could put wait. Oh, one thing that you guys do want to know, on the email, it doesn't matter because you can send that around the clock. It's not that important. But for the text message, If you want to add a waiting period, so you make sure that it's within a specific window, you can add a wait here. And then let's hit advanced. So you could put like 1 minute, for example, and then let's say you want to send it all week, but only from, my recommendation is 8:30 a.m. Where we at? There it is. 8:30 a.m. to about 9:30 is probably the last time you want to send a text. Boom. And then now it's going to wait until you're in that window and let them roll. So then this is where it gets fun, because we can wait for responses, and if they respond or don't respond, we could send them in different avenues. So if we come over here, we could go wait, and instead of time delay, we want to wait for, where we at? Contact reply. So reply to SMS. Actually, before the contact reply, we actually do want to put a time delay of, let's say, 24 hours. 24 hours, same exact thing. I'm going to leave 9 to 5, but just remember it's 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. Save. And then now we could actually do the check for a reply. So we go for the wait. Here we could do 1 minute. Doesn't matter. Advanced window, same exact thing. And actually, this is going to be, instead of a time delay, we're going to go back to the contact reply. So if they replied to this, perfect. So we're waiting for a response. And then now that we have that, and by the way, you guys can rename all of these steps so you guys know what's going on. So like the action name, it's like wait for reply to first text. So that when we're looking at the automation from a bird's eye view from the outside, and you're not in the weeds, you know exactly what you're doing at every step. Over here, we would just move on to the progression where we go if. So we could do an if else. So branch 1, you could say replied, and then the second one would be not replied. So select contact reply, contact replied, true. It would go into one window, and then here would be didn't reply. Save action. And then now it's going to create a segment, right? That condition is going to be, let's go in here and change that so you guys could see it. But check if contact replied. So now if they replied, you could do a couple things. You can notify. So you could run another notification either to the client or to your sales rep, letting them know, hey, they just replied. Boom, boom, boom. User type, custom number. We'll just put all users. Message, hey, contact name just replied to your message. So we'll put contact, full name, just replied to our first text. Get in there and reply to them ASAP so that they know that they need to reply to them. And then if they didn't reply, you could send them down a different avenue where you're sending them another message, another email, another text, whatever it might be. And you could continue to branch these out so that so that your marketing is consistent to the level of engagement that your lead is having. So this is the same exact process that I've shown you guys in the past, except we kind of put it all in one. Instead of having one for emails, one for text messages, one to create the opportunities, we kind of blended it all in one. And I showed you guys the initial elements that you guys need in order to break those out. And one last thing that I do want to show you is if we go back over here and we go to the settings, one thing that I always like to have on is stop on response, meaning whenever someone responds to any of our marketing, we want to stop them or take them out. That could kind of take away the if else's, if they replied, if they didn't. Or you could keep it in there. If you're sending a notification, then it doesn't matter because it's just going to die down at the end, meaning it's not going to send any more emails or text messages after they respond. But if you don't have that in place, you need to stop on response because you don't want your automations going out to people that are currently responding to your sales reps or your client or yourself. You don't want to be talking about booking a meeting and then get a random text message that's out of context and has nothing to do with the conversation that you're currently in. So I hope you guys gained a lot of value from this. It's about 26 minutes. I appreciate you guys for sticking this long. If you guys are here, do me a favor, like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. I pump videos like this out every single day. I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care.